Bob Murray.
Present.
Sheila Hallis.
Present.
Karen Titus. Absent. Joe Botanic.
Present.
Mike Shorten.
Here. Okay, item number 4, public comments. Anyone from the public is welcome to speak for up to a 3-minute time limit if you would like to speak. Anyone? Going once? Going twice? All right, moving on. Slight correction on the agenda. I list the minutes that we need to approve are from January 8th, 2026. I need a motion to approve.
I'll motion. I'll second.
Any corrections, discussion, concerns? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Nay. Motion passes. All right, new business for approval. We got a number of items here. The first one is resolution. I need a motion to approve resolution number 2026-02-1201, approving a transfer of budget appropriations for the Nunda Township Road District.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. This is, came from the road district. Rob, you want to overview, or you want me to overview?
You can overview.
Some of the budget lines are reaching their limit, and so we need to transfer money from other budget lines that are not in order to effectively pay the bills that are before us tonight. So the first one is going from road improvement 17642 to 20634, which is maintenance and facility improvements. And then the second segment is going from maintenance and repairs 190,626 to health insurance 120676, and that one is in the amount of $33,000. And again, the $33,000 is to cover health insurance for the road crew for the remaining of the fiscal year, which is going to be this month, next month, and it would also cover April because we paid the April bill in March. And then the road or the maintenance facility improvements are just standard bills that are coming through. Any questions, concerns, comments? Let's have a roll call.
Bob Murray.
Aye.
Sheila Hallis.
Yes.
Joe Botanic.
Yes.
Mike Shorten.
Yes. Okay, motion carries. 6B, need a motion to approve road district warrants for approval for payment for February 12th, 2026, in the amount of $62,935.03.
Motion and second.
I'll make the motion.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Joe Botanic.
Yes.
Sheila Hallis.
Yes.
Bob Murray.
Yes.
Mike Shorten.
Yes. Okay. 6C, you need a motion to approve the township warrants for approval for payment for February 12th, 2026 in the amount of $25,553.04.
I'll motion that.
I'll second it.
Questions, comments? Roll call.
Sheila Hallis.
Yes.
Bob Murray.
Yes.
Joe Botanic.
Yes.
Mike Shorten.
Yes. Okay, we have a couple resolutions now for, related to the cemetery. Let's do a motion first so I don't forget about it. Need a motion to approve resolution number 2026-02-1202, approving a cemetery management agreement with Professional Cemetery Services.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. From a background standpoint, obviously with the turnover in the administration when we came in on day one, there was no cemetery board at all. We have a cemetery board. They've been working since they were appointed in July, looking at, in this case, cemetery management. The way things were handled before was internally by the supervisor's office or by the cemetery board of managers, and I'm speaking about in the last last 12 or 13 years. And no disrespect to the folks that were doing it before, but managing a cemetery is something that requires a certain amount of detail. You want to make sure that people are buried in the right place. You need to make sure that the families are handled the right way, and then there's also components to state accountability, where when someone is being interred, that has to be reported properly, and a lot of that just wasn't being handled the right way. So, and I spoke about this at one of our earlier meetings. I wanted to put in place a board that was effective and that was going to go towards getting third-party support to make sure that we're doing things the right way. So, off the bat, professional cemetery services. It's a niche business, so there's not like it's not like Starbucks. You can't find someone else to help with the cemetery management. But Mark Christopherson's been, for me, since coming in office in May, has been a great help in navigating things until we got to this point. And then the cemetery board, which Steve Platt is here from the board, and Kate Williams and Cindy White, they work to go through and understand what's involved. We've had, I think, 2 meetings directly with the cemetery board of managers with Mark Christopherson and his wife, who's his partner in the business, came out, and we got to the point that we're ready to enter into an agreement with them. It's pretty straightforward. It's $500 per month. They're going to be handling grave sales as well, so they're going to get a 20% commission off of that, and it provides us the opportunity to. There's other pieces involved, but to get to the point that we can start selling grave plots and columbarium niches, and while we have revenue coming in from property taxes, we have long-term needs that we need to meet, and the only way we're going to do that is by getting a mix of both items. So, any questions on that?
Are they going to be marketing to get more sales, or they're just taking care of a sale if it happens to fall in their lap?
So they can obviously, they handle a lot of cemeteries, and they work with a lot of funeral homes and what have you. So that opens a door for us. We're going to start looking at, once we get to the point that we can, and we're 100% clear of the inventory that we have to sell, of ways of marketing on our own. So there's obviously, with the 20% commission, there's an incentive for them to go out and sell the plots. So yeah. And I'm sorry.
Being interesting to market.
Yeah. So I included in the packet the scope of work. The contract it's kind of a loosely worded contract. It's an evergreen. They're kind of if things were not going to work right, we can get out of it pretty quickly. But they do a lot of business and handle a lot of different cemeteries, so I'm not terribly concerned about that being an issue. So I would request a roll call vote.
Sure thing. Sheila House,
Yes?
Joe Botanic,
Yes.
Bob Murray,
Yes.
Mike Short.
Yes. So, let's see, moving on to 6E. I need a resolution, or a motion to approve resolution number 2026-02-1203, approving the 2026 cemetery grounds maintenance contract with Professional Cemetery Services.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Same kind of path. We had a lawn maintenance company. There was nothing wrong with the work that they were doing. They were taking care of the grass, and the cemetery looked nice. There was no issue there. We asked for their bid for the upcoming fiscal year, and their cost of services went from like roughly 18, I believe, up to 21. So part of the conversations we're having with professional cemetery services, aside from the management of it, you do, you know, the landscaping, the broader work, and of course they do. So the two contracts are not connected to each other in terms of obligation. We could have gone with our Gonzalez lawn and landscaping, but again, with the limited funds that we have right now in reserves, it made the most sense to move the business over. Questions, concerns? Roll call.
Bob Murray,
Yes.
Joe Patata,
Yes.
Sheila Hallis,
Yes.
Mike Shorten.
Yes. Okay. Item number 6, I need a motion to approve a resolution to appoint Todd McWilliams to a temporary appointment to the Nunda Township Rural Fire Protection District Board.
All motion.
Second.
So, I got an email at the last minute Tuesday before I finalized the agenda and posted it, that the Rural Fire Protection District had an opening. I don't even remember who, someone moved, right?
Dave Collins.
Okay. So, and Todd, I should note, is right here.
Yeah, Todd Williams.
So, the opening, or what this is to do a temporary appointment. The seat is, so he'll be filling the seat, which that term would expire, I think it's first Monday in May. So what the RFD has to do is do a posting, open it up to potential applicants. I'm assuming you're gonna apply for the full appointment, so we'll see back here, I expect, in May. So this is just a temporary. So if you wanna do a quick introduction, just for everyone's benefit.
Yes, I've moved up here in '92, so I've been here 34 years. I live at 1724 Nish Road, so I'm real close to the firehouse. Dave lived kind of by me, we were friends, and he asked me to fulfill his position when he kind of retired, sold his house, and was moving away. I said I'd be honored, so I've been to some meetings down there already, just as an observer, and learning what the position's all about. And I think it'll be real nice. I understand what it is about overseeing the budget and all that stuff, and they're all good people down there, so I'd like to help them out.
And is that the primary responsibility, the budget oversight?
Pretty much, yeah, that's what I've gathered in my meetings. You see all the financial stuff, and then you approve, and then even you sign the bills and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Approve all the spending, just like you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Nunda is the only RFD in the county that is, I might be misspeaking, I'm gonna say that is appointed at the township level, because the Nunda RFD's boundaries are wholly within the township. In my role on the county board, we appoint a lot of the RFD board members from across the county, so. With that, there's no money involved, so all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll see you back here in another couple months, where we're gonna really put you under the microscope. Enjoy the honeymoon. Okay, I have no new business for discussion. Item number 8 is discussion and action to authorize the, I'm not gonna read it all yet. So essentially, we're starting the budget process. My intent was to have it a 2-month process where we workshop it this month and then approve it in March. But as I looked at timeframes for, the board has to vote to post a budget, and it's got to be posted for 30 days, and then after 30 days, you have the budget hearing and the vote. Because there's 28 days between now and our next meeting, it didn't fit in. So what I did instead is Rob prepared his budget. I worked with Mark, and he prepared his section of the budget, and then I went through and did an initial round on the township supervisor and general administration. The cemetery, I put numbers in based on discussion at the last meeting. However, the cemetery board is gonna meet in between and iron it out and make sure that we have it correct. So all we're doing tonight is making a motion to post it and have Kyle publish it in the newspaper, that we're gonna have a hearing and approve the budget at the April 14th meeting. So the wording on that I have on the agenda is needed to be enhanced a little bit, so I'm gonna ask for a motion to direct the township clerk to make available for public inspection the tentative budget and appropriation ordinances for the town fund, general assistance fund, cemetery fund, and the road district funds, and to publish and post the statutory public hearing notices pursuant to 60 ILCS 1/1/80-60 for the town GA and cemetery, and 605 ILCS 5/6-501 for the road district.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Okay. So any questions? Again, we're gonna have at the March meeting, Mark has a written presentation that I'll share with you all in advance. I'll try and do that, but I'm more of a verbal guy, so I'll put together some charts and graphs that'll probably put you to sleep. And then, Rob, I don't know if you wanna wait until March, but you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I do have a spreadsheet that I can send you guys just to see where the money was, where additions were made, subtractions were made in previous budgets, just to catch up with like insurance and other stuff like that. You'll see where the money goes back and forth and how when it kind of the total summation. So kind of what you're looking at now is a little under-informing, so.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll need me for a workshop, but I think what I would give to them would be enough information.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do it at the March meeting, so unless
Okay.
you're going on spring break to Cabo.
Tell me what time you'll be done with your presentation.
I'll make you go last, smart guy. Okay, get a motion a second. Being nothing else, all those in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we have no old business for approval. Old business to discussion, we haven't done anything with the Sherwood Park because it's been cold. Office consolidation, I'm reaching out to a couple other architects to do the space study that I talked about a couple months ago. The one that I've been trying to work with has been non-responsive, so we're starting that over. But again, that'll be a long-term process. As to anything else that I have to cover in item 11, I'm gonna be out of the office Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I'm going down to Springfield as part of my county board duties, and I'm also trying to meet with the TOI lobbyist and arrange some other meetings down there. I'm gonna try and get into TOI if I can, but I don't know that I have time. I put at your space at the table information about the Township Officials of Illinois Lobby Day, which is kind of a grassroots deal where a bunch of township officials from across the state go down to Springfield, meet with legislators, and talk about priorities for the state law. As you may or may not be aware, last year in his the state address, the governor pushed an agenda to reduce, I don't want to paraphrase too much, but reduce or partially eliminate townships. There were a couple bills that went through Springfield that had kind of died on the vine. The state of the state for this year will be delivered, I think Wednesday. I might even be going to that, I'm not sure. So those are the type of things that take place there. If you want to learn more about it, give me a call. And if you want to participate by going down to Springfield, let me know, and we'll have to approve any travel costs associated at our next meeting, and then get the forms into TOI for that. That's it, that's all I have. So that's me, town clerk, you have a report?
I do not.
Mr. Highway Commissioner.
I'll be as quick as possible. Some of you already know we've had 28 snow events. A lot of them have happened over the weekend, so there's a little overtime implied with that. Corey got his guys dialed in pretty good that he could get the size of the crews down just small enough to cover all the ground, but still be responsible for the payroll. We finished Rusty. I don't know if you remember, Rusty was the one way in the back corner of the truck that Mr. Lestrance had a bunch of money in, and I couldn't sell it because it wasn't done, so we finished it up. The boys actually believe it'll come out to be a good plow truck for us. We sold our big Ingersoll Rand roller that wasn't used very much. I think we paid just under $2,000 for it from one of the local townships, and it sold for $26,500, so we did pretty well. We finished up our leaf vac box, which we bought that trailer in Minnesota that had the leaf vacuum on it, and then we converted one of our J-hook trucks that into like a covered wagon to catch the leaves in. And the day we finished it, then Al came with me and found another fully enclosed 20-yarder like you'd see Marengo Disposal use. So we ended up buying that one too, being that would be our long-term solution for any leaf pickups that we need to do. So shortly we will have 2 crews ready to go once everything thaws out and we're sure there's no ice left in any insulated piles of leaves. We will begin on leaf cleanup. My hopes that you guys as trustees, when you go out for bid next time on garbage, which I missed it when I was on the trustees, is if they don't make the window of time to get everything cleaned up in a proper manner before weather comes in, they have to come back in April or May and give us, a couple weeks then to pick it up, because it's a mess out there if you guys have seen it. And everyone panicked at Thanksgiving and raked everything to the curbs or the shoulder, and then it all got blown off by the snow plows. So now we're kind of chasing it to get it picked up. But we will have two leaf crews out shortly. I recently sent a letter out to Covered Bridge that explains that we're coming in to start cleaning all the storm sewers in there to see how bad it really is. The business sewer, we went to contact with them. They're gonna go in and scrub all the storm sewers, and then the township will clean up behind them. Then they will use the camera to run through all the storm sewers and identify any of the issues, whether or not it can be just on a maintenance program, if it has to be lined or it has to be removed and replaced. So we should have a long-term look once they're done in there, but they're gonna start next week. Just preliminary mapping out, and then they should be here mid-March. I finished up the budgets, which you got. I got my road program all put together and sent that out for engineering to put a package together for the letting. We're gonna put the top 2 inches on Bill LaPaul that we put the 4 inches of binder on last year. Holiday Hills is gonna have a bid in there as an alternate to that base bid price to do their work if they choose so. We're gonna grind and resurface Running Iron and Garden and all those up here on Edgewood. We're gonna do McMillan Meadows across from Butch here, and then we're gonna have an alternate in there to do Sherwood out by Covered Bridge. Hopefully it should be a sizable but well run and very tight on the dollar road program. We're gonna start cold patching here shortly. We're gonna have a lot of pops in the pavement now that the temperature is gonna be changed drastically. So if any of the residents find any issues out the roads, they should give Casey a shout and we'll get it taken care of. I think the township itself is gonna have some small paving programs that we do in-house. I think we'll do Mills Pond over by you guys, and we may do your cul-de-sac also if you ever get that house finished at the end of that road.
They move in Saturday.
Great, so
Oh, they move
that'll
in
be on the list.
Saturday, they move in this coming Saturday.
Exterior lights and all, looks good.
Yep.
We're working with other municipalities in the joint bids to purchase our salt for next year, paint striping and crack filling. We're putting out our bid for FOB for the mixes, for all the township mixes that we'll use for asphalt. And that'll go out here again shortly. And we finally solved our solution with Oakhurst subdivision that had three streetlights that have been out for almost 2 years. Residents decided they were gonna change the heads themselves, and ComEd didn't take to that very well, but we kind of came to an agreement with ComEd as let's look forward rather than backwards, and let's find a solution to this. So it came in like $900 to change out the 3 units. We've been paying the bill on those lights for over 2 years, and they've never been on. We've had, like I said, at the beginning of the year, we got rid of 8 guys. I probably should have kept 2. I need somebody who specializes in garage doors and openers, and somebody who specializes in furnaces and boilers and water systems, because those have been the maintenance problems we've had for the last 2 months. It's been tough keeping those big buildings heated. That's all I got. Got any questions for me? I'll field them for you. Otherwise, any problems you see out there, just give Casey a shout and we'll get the crew out and take care of it.
Trustees?
Sounds good.
The America 250 project.
Yes.
We left it last month that we would meet and Karen would get back after she was done and we could meet and she's not here and I feel
Right.
bad talking about her, but she hasn't gotten back to me, so we have not met. I did meet with Jamie Berry, who is from Nunda, and was in charge, his company was in charge of the America 250, the whole country thing. And he is just a little concerned with the lack of, a committee to do this. And I have talked to a church in Nunda Township that is also interested in doing something like this at their location, that we could just say, if you have an act of kindness, you can do this here, so.
Sure.
I don't know, I don't want it to just be me.
Right.
I believe in the project, I believe in acts of kindness, I believe in celebrating America 250, but I also believe I can't do it by myself. So, I just don't know where I go from here. If I should continue to talk with the church that says, okay, maybe we'll do this and we can just, send out emails from Nunda and say this is a location. What's your thought here? Because I know you're super busy.
Yeah, I think we need a committee, and if anyone wants to in the room, express it, and let's set a date. If we don't, then the other avenue that we can do that, I was talking to Gary Bala, who's the supervisor in Nunda Township, and he's running in a similar situation where there's want to do things, but there's not enough willing participants or people with the time to do it. So the avenue that they're following is using some of their community. What's the budget line? Community, relations. That's the word I'm looking for. Some of the community relations budget to donate to other municipalities that are pursuing other America 250 themes. So we could do that. So if call me Monday, and what we can do is we can post it on the Facebook page. I can do an email blast to the 1,000 or so email addresses that we have in the township and see if there's any interest. We'll give it a week for people to reply. If we have enough people that want to actively participate, then we continue down that path. And then if we don't, then we can talk about at the next meeting a dollar amount that we can potentially donate to someone that has an active group or has the resources to do something to commemorate it. So,
Okay,
okay.
all right, thank you.
Will you buy us some 250 flags?
Somewhat?
The 250 flags? You seen those? Sure. You buy those for us?
You could, yeah.
I could. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I asked if you would.
I would if you.
What do they look like?
They have the giant 250 and then the stars and stripes and everything. They're pretty cool.
Be worried if it's at 300. That wouldn't make any sense
And
at all.
my other question was the railroad thing. Were you
I've-
able to follow up with that?
I've got to fill out the form.
Okay.
So I'll fill out the form. I know that Diane Raycraft.
Maybe explain it so that they know what
So
we're talking about.
the underpass underneath the railroad over here, we had a resident up until December that was interested or had been pursuing, trying to get the necessary approvals to have a mural done underneath the bridge. The roadblock that she ran into and then I ran into was that Union Pacific doesn't seem to be particularly interested. So Sheila has a group of people that have expressed renewed interest, so we're gonna start the process again. So I'm
Did they just never approve it, or what happened the
She
first time?
met with a representative from Union Pacific. I think from our meeting with Diane, she said that he seemed uninterested, set some parameters, and then became non-responsive after she met
Did she
with
fill out
us.
the paperwork to have it approved?
I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know. So we'll.
Did she have an idea of what she wanted to do? She had a finished mural in her head of,
She
what
had
it would look like?
she had a local artist who she was working with, some,
Right, first they had talked about repainting the mural onto the bridge, but there's a high, instance of graffiti that goes on in there. So then they talked about panelizing it, where if something got damaged, the graphics person, EB, could just redo a panel and just switch it out again like that. But then you get involved with Union Pacific about augering holes into their bridge abutment. So, it became challenging really quick. But to paint it, I think, is a lost labor
but
of love.
it was,
because
when,
it's gonna
when they
take
painted it, it was
weeks.
good for a long time until finally, then it went downhill and everyone's doing something, but
Right,
I was surprised in the beginning, it was years.
yeah,
It seemed that it was good.
it was not very traveled either.
Yeah, what do you do with traffic?
They're coming next week, to do a traffic study underneath there, because I noticed how much traffic there is in the buses trying to get through there. And now with Route 31 under construction, I'm curious how bad it's gonna get. So I asked them if they do a preliminary number. So they're gonna do a traffic count there next week for us during peak times, just to see how much activity's there and what changes once Route 31 gets moving. Because that's gonna be years of that traffic cutting through there, so. If you watch the school buses, always just take the center of it to go through there, and it just, either it hits the hooks or it stops in the intersection.
yeah, I mean, I know a month or two ago, I was driving in and there was an accident on 31, and so all the traffic diverted, and it was just,
Oh, the morning one?
yeah.
Yeah. And the big trucks thought they'd go right under the bridge, and it was nuts.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get their attention. The other avenue might be is to, folks wanna be graffiti artists on the weekend.
Well, even if it's just something for America 250 for a year,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
live with it, and then,
Yeah. We'll give it a shot. We'll see if, there are.
I wasn't sure with the paperwork if they needed exact picture of what it was gonna be, or how detailed. the paperwork was.
I forwarded that link to
Okay.
my desktop, and then I said.
I know Diane had challenges with the leaders of Union Pacific that were in the upper offices downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
Of getting any interest of what's going on in this little tiny bridge down there.
I had sent emails, and I left voicemails for, I think his name's Tom, was the person that she had been working with, and he never responded back. I got another name from the county highway department of their contact, who was a contractor, and he was pretty much the same thing. I didn't hear anything back from him, so,
Well, this man said to do that link, and
okay.
I mean, he was pretty confident that you just do this, and then, I don't know what happens, but
Okay,
it just gets lost there.
yeah.
All right.
Cool. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank you all for approving two resolutions in terms of the cemeteries. It kind of thinking of what you talked about in terms of America 250. You think about, I've walked these cemeteries, and you get historically significant feelings, along with the feelings of people who have lost people that are interred. And it really is amazing that these cemeteries have existed since 1836 in terms of the earliest cemetery. The youngest is 1865. So, and the people buried there are so significant in terms of the historical perspective of our area that we could
So
maybe.
how do you document their stories?
Well, they're out there. There has been, Macmillans and walk-ups, and these people are buried in these cemeteries. So, bringing that to people's attention might,
So do you have a
You know.
place where you keep the stories of them when they're there? Or
well,
will you?
I'll tell you, I'm a little new to this whole situation, but they are out there, and people are into it in many respects. They're up on websites and things like that. In terms of, our work, there's still a lot to be done in terms of digitalization. I mean, I've looked back at records that were handwritten from 1900s, and you think about the veterans that are buried from the Spanish-American War, the Civil War. It really is moving in terms of, connecting. And I think this might be one aspect of maybe the project, 250, that you're looking at. So, it's just a thought, but something we might consider as we move toward July 4th, or, the celebration of our country. Because these people were critical in terms of our history here.
Well, and if Mike buys a flag for each one of them, American
Well, I
250.
thought about it. Yeah, I always go and raise my hand, I'll buy it. So,
I'll look into the flags and we'll split the cost.
okay. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Steve. All right, with that, we just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you. All right, signatures, don't run.
Cemeteries, I go and I look at
And
them.
what
and I
phone
like-
number